Hello and welcome to I Watch the Internet Evolve. We are going to ask questions of people that were involved in the internet or the computer industry and learn a bit about how they perceive the internet evolve. My name is Greg Hancock, and today we're speaking with Scot Wilson of
Tucson, Arizona.
We're going to start by asking you a couple of questions about your first experience with computers and then move on from there and go to what the internet is. So let me ask you this. When was the first time that you actually touched a computer, and what kind of computer was it?
Had to be a Trash 80.
Do you remember where it was?
I remember in 6th grade there was a teacher who had one in his class. That had to be the first one where we'd play a game putting a little rocket over a mountain.
Nice. So it was actually in school?
It was in school.
All right. When was the first time you actually owned a computer, and how did you get it?
Yeah, Christmas present, 12th Christmas, TI 99 4A.
Ooh.
Yeah. So hooked up to a television, back up with the old cassette recorders.
You start working with that, I can understand why you become a Mac guy quickly. Yeah. All right. What's the first job that required you to use a computer?
Working for my parents, they had a marine survey business. My dad would go out and survey boats. If you wanted to buy a boat, he'd survey it and tell you, oh, it's worth this much, or you need this kind of work.
So is it kind of like a house inspection?
Kind of like a house inspection, but for boats.
Cool.
Yeah, so you're going to buy some like 43-foot Hatteras that's used, and have my dad go out and take a look at it.
Nice. So your dad made you use a computer to do that?
Yeah, so my mom ran the office, and then she got my sister and I, they had a Mac. They had, and yeah, we'd enter notes from dictation from my dad that he'd go out on jobs.
Kick ass.
Yeah.
Okay, when's the first time that you actually got online, and how did you do it? Was it BBS, AOL? What did you do to actually get online?
It was AOL. I don't think if I tried Prodigy or CompuServe, it was a trial. and it was maybe 6 months before I got hired at AOL.
Uh-huh.
And so, when I got hired at AOL, my wife was all happy because, now we can stop paying $20 a month for it. She just couldn't understand the use.
Oh, and that was when it was still like $2.99 a minute or an hour or whatever,
yes,
right?
Correct.
Oh, crazy. Okay, when's the first time that your job required you to have internet access?
Oh, AOL.
AOL?
Yeah. Although we were all...
It wasn't really internet, but it was... You didn't have to have it at home, I know, but and it wasn't the internet then, right? Because eventually we got introduced to Netscape, and it's like, this is what the real internet is. We're just kind of like a BBS.
Gosh, I suppose working at Ventana now is the first time I had to have internet at home.
Nice.
But,
what does that require? Just so you can get email, or...?
Oh, no, I can work completely from home. Yeah, VPN in.
Nice. All right. What did you not see coming in the computer internet industry?
Music. The way almost every bit of entertainment is basically digitized and, for all intents and purposes, basically free if you want it.
Wow, that's a neat way of thinking about it. I never thought about it that way. So, how much entertainment we actually get from the internet my kids watch YouTube. They don't watch TV.
Right.
I can try and ask them a show, and they're going to, is it on YouTube?
Yeah, my kids have never bought an album or a tape, or they've never bought music.
Nice. Yeah, there's no need to anymore.
No, they'll go to a movie, but they're good enough to wait until it's available.
Nice. Okay. How do you think the internet will evolve in the next 10 to 20 years?
3D printing.
3D printing.
Printing, yeah. That's what. Well, not just being able to print physical objects that everyone's going to have one. I need a coat hanger. I don't buy coat hangers anymore. I just print one.
Right.
But there's also food printing.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there's major chemical things that are being worked on, and going into way in the future, von Neumann probes. An artificial intelligence that can replicate itself and build what it needs to keep itself going and alive and discovering stuff.
Nice. And that's one of the things I think about too, because I did a space business for a long time there, and when NASA needed a specific type of wrench up on the International Space Station and it wasn't available, they sent them the schematics so they could 3D print it up there. And then they could go over and fix whatever it is they needed fixing.
And you had to be psyched with Musk this week.
Oh, absolutely, man.
The heavy Falcon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the two engines
Putting the
coming
car
down.
up there, I mean, and they didn't get the main one back.
Right.
But wow, what an accomplishment, man! I mean, how much did you
2 out of 3
And that's all that failed. Heck yeah. All right, and the last question I've got is, what's your favorite thing to eat?
Pizza.
Pizza. Any specific kind? Pineapple on your pizza, okay?
No, pineapple on the pizza's okay, but yeah, mostly meat eater.
Nice.
But yeah.
Well, thanks, Scott. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Great seeing you again, buddy.
Good to see you too, man. Bye.